welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today we're going to be taking a look at a compact Tenkara rod. This is the Beartooth kit from Tenkara Rod Company. So there's a couple things that gets me excited just looking at the box on this. First off is the graphics and the artwork on the box. When they take the time to make the box look this cool, you know the product's going to be pretty cool as well. Now the other thing is the size of this. So I was looking for the most compact rod. I wanted their go-to rod package for backcountry travel, for backpacking, for any type of camping or bushcrafting, and when I wasn't necessarily going out just on a fishing trip. And just the size of this little thing, that's a pretty good indicator that you're going to get a compact rod package. All right, you probably didn't tune in just to look at a cardboard box. Let's pop this open and take a look at it. So when you order yours and open your Beartooth kit for the first time, this is what you're going to see. Let's drop this down. Now I've got a couple items in here as well. Let's take a look at the rod first. I really like that tube. That's a nice high gloss, high quality tube. The screw top lid is labeled as well. So when you've got a whole stack of Tenkara Rod Company rods, you're going to be able to pick this one right out. And then I've got a rod sock as well. And this one actually has a zipper, so let's pull it out here. So this is 100% carbon fiber, so this doesn't really have a defined grip on it. This gold section has a texture to it, so it's not really a grit, but it's not smooth. The black portion of the rod has a matte finish, and it is rather smooth. But when we get to these yellow gold sections here, it's got enough texture where you're not going to lose your grip on it at all. So there's your logo. There is the rod name, so that's the 10-foot Beartooth. So the back portion here is a screw cap, and it's got their logo. And the cap is really cool. It's almost got a wood grain look to it. So here is our Lillian, as well as the first section. Now, I made this mistake once before. I'm not going to make this again. When you're opening up one of these Tenkara rods, this tip is about as fine as a mechanical pencil lead. This is really small. So if you're working on it, if you're putting a line on your Lillian, I'm going to keep my finger over the tip so it doesn't come out a little bit. I don't want just an inch or quarter inch sticking out where it could be broken. And when I extend the rod, I'm going to start from the smaller end. And this just telescopes out. So I'm going from smallest end to the biggest. When it's collapsed, this Beartooth was 14 inches. And with it completely extended here, this is 10 feet. So great reach. This is super compact, super portable. Now the weight on this is absolutely amazing. You have to actually look to make sure it's in your hand. This is only 2.3 ounces. So let's go ahead and close this. We'll collapse this down. So I've got 11 sections on this rod, and look how fine that tip is. This is going to be a lot of fun to catch small fish on, and it's got enough backbone to it that I'm going to be able to get into some pretty big fish with this little rod. So that was the Beartooth, and this is the Beartooth kit. So here's the accessory bag that's included with it. This has a couple loops, so I could certainly tie this around my neck. If I was to have waders, I could clip this on. I could carry this in a bag. I could slip this around a couple paracord loops and put it around my belt. Let's pop the zipper open here and see what we got. So first thing is I've got a furled line. So this furled line has kind of got a braid to it, and it's a little more substantial. It's going to be easier for a new Tenkara user like myself to cast. I also have a spool of 6X tippet. Man, that is cool. I have a tiny little fly box here. Now inside I've got 3 Tenkara flies. Now Tenkara flies are a little bit different from the standard Western flies. They're not really designed to look exactly like the hatch, so this isn't really supposed to mimic any particular bug, but it just gives an impression of different types of bugs or different types of food that the fish would be eating. And the primary difference on the Tenkara is the hackles go forward, and that's because you have a really good contact with the fly, and you're able to twitch the fly and work the fly and pause the fly as it's drifting. So you can impart a lot of action. That's why you get away with less types of flies when you're Tenkara fishing. I'll try to do this without spilling my flies. On the exterior of this little fly box, in addition to the trout, we've got the Tenkara Rod Company logo and then a little bit of inspiration inside there. Get out and fish. Now I also have a wooden line holder. So this is something I can put that furrowed line on to keep it organized. I can put that on with the tippet already on there. And I've got a spot where I can hook a fly. And then this hole is going to work with the rod. So I can just slide this right over. I can slip this in my backpack and my haversack. When I'm walking from spot to spot, if it's a significant distance, I can collapse this rod, wind the line right up on here, and head down the stream. I've got some extra items in the box as well. So I showed you the Tenkara style flies, and these are included in the kit. So I got 3 of them with this fly box. That's called a Kabari style fly, if I'm pronouncing that properly. So they included 24 flies in a fly box. Now these are a mix of traditional Western flies, and that's great. I am not necessarily traditionalist. I like to eat fish. So when I'm camping or when I'm hiking, I want to be as successful as possible. So I will use any and every method that I think will get the fish to bite. Tenkara Rod Company actually color codes their fly boxes as well. So this is their blue box, and this is the traditional dry flies. So I've got flies that would be in any fly fisherman's vest, and I can use these with my Tenkara rod just the same as any of the fly fishermen can. Now they have an orange back box, and that's going to be for the Kabari Japanese style flies like I showed you before. And then they also have a nymph box, so then that one has a green backing to them. So that is outstanding to keep me organized out on the water. Not only that, but I can be ready for multiple species and multiple conditions on a moment's notice. So this includes 24 different flies, but this box I think holds up to 72. So there's a look at the dry flies, and I've got some terrestrial style bugs on here as well, so I can use those as float indicators. So that is really an incredible selection of flies. Now, as a new fly fisherman, I've used some of these, I've tied some of these. Some of these I have only seen. I've never actually used them. So as I gain knowledge and as I gain experience, I'm going to find the time and the place for all of these. But it's outstanding to have these with me all in one place. These loaded fly boxes that they sell are available separately. So if you are new to Tenkara, this would be a great thing to pick up. If you're a fly fisherman, this is a great thing to pick up. This is a great selection of high quality flies. In addition to the Beartooth rod and the loaded dry fly box, I've got their everyday pack here as well. So this is Tenkara Rod Company's Minimalist fishing pack. So this is a X-Pack fabric. This X-Pack material is lightweight and durable, but it is highly water resistant. So the top zippered compartment is sized perfectly for their fly box. And then here there's a front pocket. This is a little bit under 4 inches deep, and it's got a magnetic closure to it. So I can slash something down in there, close it back. Now I've got kind of a light line lanyard for this, and I have a shock cord on top here. So I can choke this up, I can keep this high around my neck, I can put this around my side, I can attach this to a pack. A lot of different ways to carry this. I also have kind of oversized belt loops here. So I could slip this over a standard belt. If I had a wading belt or any other type of belt, this is definitely going to work with it. And then I've got tabs here on the side. So I've got accessory tabs. I could put zippers, I could put forceps, I could put any type of item. But what's really cool is down here on the bottom, this is a tippet spool holder. I really like the Everyday Mini Pack. This is exactly what Tenkara is to me, just small and simple. So once I get this loaded up, once I use it a little bit, we're going to revisit this and do a separate video just on the pack. So if this is the kind of thing you like, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment in the comment box, and ring the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at burningriverbushcraft. I also teach outdoor classes at outdoorcore.com. So this is a complete fishing kit, and that's really what Tenkara is all about to me. This is a super compact rod. This is something that I can have with me when I'm not necessarily planning on fishing. If I'm going on a hike and I see one of those blue lines on the map, I can put this in my pack, carry this, and I'm going to be all set to see if there's anything in that water. This is something I can bring on any canoe trip, any backpacking trip to augment the food that I've already got with me. Definitely go check out Tenkara Rod Company's website. They've got videos, they've got information on there, and they have a ton of different rods. You just select the rod to the type of fishing that you anticipate doing and the type of fish that you want to get into, and they have a rod for that. And when you get that rod, you can get all the accessories, and they'll completely outfit you to get on the water. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.